Hello, and welcome to another episode of the KFB Show, a place where we take a deeper look into the people, events, and community involvement of this great organization. Today, we're looking at how we do something called champion people. In other words, this is how we work to form meaningful connections with coworkers and members that strengthen us individually and collectively. We'll start things off with some insurance employees who found a way to team up both in and out of the office. Then we'll travel to Washington, D.C. for the KFB Federation's annual Congressional tour. We'll sit down for an inside look with our recently honored Agent of the Year and Agency Manager of the Year. We'll visit Davis County and see how local farmers participated in a community-wide lip sync battle. And we're putting our own VP of Agency Support and Marketing, Chuck Osborne, in the hot seat. All that and more is happening now on the KFB Show.
Today we're walking around the office to ask employees what champion people means to them. Let's see what Chad has to say. Hey Chad, what does champion people mean to you?
It's about raising people up to their greatest potential.
What does it mean to champion people?
To recognize and acknowledge people with their accomplishments.
Hi Marilyn.
Hey.
What does it mean to champion people?
To champion people is to encourage and uplift others.
Oh, hey Dan. Why are you
Hi Kelly.
here?
What does it mean to champion people?
Well, to me, it means sharing knowledge and providing support and encouragement to learn new skills.
Hey there, Jose.
Oh, hey, Dan.
What does it mean to you to champion people?
Championing people means working with people and helping them be their best.
I couldn't agree more. All right, get to your meeting.
In today's Spotlight segment, we highlight what our employees are up to outside of the office. Let's see how this group of employees are setting each other up for some game-winning plays.
In volleyball, you could start off great and then just fall off a cliff. So it's kind of one of those games where you just have to keep going forward. You can't rest. You can't just assume you're going to win because you're up by a few points. It's one of those games where, it can change in the blink of an eye. Hi, I'm Peter. I work in IT, and I'm the captain of the KFB volleyball team. So right now it's me, Leah Johnson in HR, Tess Sebastian, and then we've got my boy Jordan Kimball as well. We're pretty good. I mean, we, so far we're undefeated. It's early in the year, but, we like to think we're pretty good. I'm the captain. I got everyone together, but our coach is actually Leah in HR. She's played. She knows the game very well. She gets us all lined up, makes sure we're all on the same page, make sure we're communicating and talking, that kind of thing. Jordan, he's an athlete. He's getting up there, blocking hits and jumping and spiking it, all that good stuff. He even jumped up and hit it with his head the other day, which I wasn't even sure if that was allowed, but it was pretty cool to see. And then Tess, she's a newcomer, so she's been very receptive to everything and just wanting to learn and get better and all that stuff. We all just try and pick each other up and be as positive as possible while we're playing. A lot of the times you keep your work and your home life separate, but this has been a place where I've really deviated from that, and I actually will hang out with my coworkers from time to time. We'll get food after a good game and, talk about the different events of the weekend, stuff like that. So it's really different than any place that I've worked in the past. I think this place has an awesome culture. That was pretty much the reason I left my last job, was I just wasn't feeling real happy with where I was at, and didn't feel like I could be myself and that kind of thing. So this is a place where I feel like I've really grown and thrived because I'm able to, joke around with coworkers here and there and still learn a whole lot, but I feel like I can be more myself versus, other places that I've worked.
Way to go, team. We really enjoy seeing our employees get out and enjoy themselves outside of the office from time to time. Each year, many of our KFB Farm Bureau members travel to Washington, D.C. to meet and discuss farming issues with Kentucky's congressional leaders. This time, we followed one of our insurance employees, Scott Sweeney, to catch his perspective on this unique trip.
I'm Scott Sweeney. I work in the legal services area. I'm one of the attorneys. This is my first time on the Congressional tour. It's been great so far. I brought my daughter, Taylor, and we were having a lot of fun. It's great to see Kentucky Farm Bureau in action in Washington, D.C., working with our elected officials to advance our interests of our members. And as an insurance company employee, I appreciate being able to come and support that endeavor. And it's my first trip to Washington, D.C. ever, so it's a lot of fun for me too. I know the Federation is the voice of agriculture. I see that in Kentucky, and I know it happens on a nationwide level too. But to come and actually be a small part of that here in Washington, D.C. is great. It's impressive, really. We support the mission of the Federation. We're a membership service. So it's important for people in the insurance company to see what it is that we're all driving toward. In fact, a recent theme is One KFB, and I think this is part of that. Insurance company employees have come, they come every year, but it is great to see the goals of the organization as a whole. We've taken a couple of tours. We went on a bus tour and visited several of the memorials, really enjoyed the Lincoln Memorial. So we've been walking around downtown, and it's been a good trip.
So it's an exciting time today. We get to come together with our agent and agency manager of the year, Gavin Roberts out of Davis County, and of course Tyson Sandifer out of Ohio County, winning our agent of the year. And we just wanted to sit down and chat with y'all. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
We've got such an outstanding agency force serving in all 120 counties, but you two guys distinguished yourself over all of them. Can you tell me a little bit about what does it mean to become Agent of the Year or Agency Manager of the Year?
It's quite the honor. It's something you dream of, and it's the accomplishment of all your fruits of the labor coming full circle.
It is an honor. We got great staffs in our offices that help. We got great agents that help as well. Got great claims staff, great people here at the home office. There's a lot of people behind each one of us. We just get the accolades for those fruits of that labor. So,
the organization was designed, not necessarily for me or for you individually, but it was collectively designed to serve the people of Kentucky. And that's what you guys have been able to do, is serve the people of Kentucky at such a high level. How do you see a description of you serving in the capacity that you've been doing?
Well, there's two different aspects of that, and they branch off into multiple others. But on the insurance side, as far as when a claim event does hit the county, being ready and to take care of the members. And then there's also the community involvement of supporting your community, not only in a time of need, but in a time of just ordinary, everyday life.
I tell a lot of people it's the best job in our county by far, but the best part about it is serving the members. And not just that, but getting to work with our local boards, being involved in the community through everything that the board's involved with.
In essence, what you're doing is you're serving what the company or this organization was put together for.
That's right.
And each one of you all have very powerful, influential, strong county boards.
Yeah, we work hand in hand with our county board with all the programs, and not even just the county board, but there's a correlation between those and our county officials as well. And it's nothing for our representatives or senators at a local level to reach out to us and the Farm Bureau board to tie it all back together and say, hey, what do you guys think of this? Will this impact you? Or
I think y'all may have heard me say this in meetings. We've got fantastic agents, fantastic staff. We sell the same products our competitors sell, basically the same products. But our huge distinction is that county presence, and those leaders out in the county, they are in fact our strength. They're what makes top-notch guys like you excel, to have those guys behind you really advocating for you to better serve the people in your communities.
Before social media had influencers, our county boards were the influencers in our county, and they still are.
Right.
Because they are influential. They teach Sunday school. They're on school boards. They are seen out in the community as the Farm Bureau board members, and everybody knows who they are.
So I appreciate you guys sitting down with us for a few minutes and talking about that. And again, congratulations. This isn't y'all's first time being Agency Manager of the Year or Agent of the Year, and I feel certain it probably won't be the last. So thank you for the influence that you have, not only for your people in your community, but for the rest of us all around this organization. So thank you. When you think of a stage filled with dancing, singing, lights, and music, the first thing that pops in your head might not be your local farmer. However, things are a little different in Owensboro, Kentucky, home of an annual lip sync battle charity event. A group of Davis County farmers accepted the challenge to shine bright on center stage, and we're highlighting them now on a new segment called The 120.
Definitely Kentucky farmers will be proud of us. I guarantee most of them will say, "You'll never get me to do that." Puzzle Pieces was created by Amanda Owen in 2011. She was a school teacher and had a larger mission on her heart, and it is for children with special needs. And so she created this event called Lip Sync Battle, but it became the biggest fundraiser for Puzzle Pieces, and it is the most anticipated event of the year. Every year, Amanda tries to make it just as good or better than the previous year. And so she had come to several different farmers and asked, would your farm make a team? And all the farmers react the same, like, dance and sing on stage? That's not really my thing. So when she came to me, I finally said, you know what? We're not gonna get two farmers to compete against each other. How about we put all the farmers on one team and you find a business for us to compete against? And we put together local farmers. Many of them were on the local Farm Bureau board even. And to my surprise, they said yes. I might have coaxed a few of them. I said, as a Davis County Farm Bureau board member, this is your duty. It worked. So here they are. They really didn't know what they were signing up for.
Hard times are real. There's dusty fields no matter where you go.
The first practice, we wouldn't have believed we are where we are right now. We're not dancers. We're a little more stiff, and Abby, our choreographer, has been all over us about, okay, take your personality and multiply it times 20. Where we've come in the recent months, it's pretty unbelievable. So anybody can do it. It just takes, we've put in a lot of hours to the point, it was like, just let us go back to the field and work. Don't make me do this dancing anymore. And the other cool thing is to get to bond with the other farmers. We do a lot of our own work within our own family and on our own farm and our own property. And this has brought 11 farmers together to, for something good, and it's been really good. I think just from having seen this event in years past, that we are bringing a very unique performance. They've never had a group of farmers, and we're bringing a different, like I said, a different type of emotion to the performance that may not be expected, but man, it's gonna tug at the heartstrings.
The winner is the
On this segment of the KFB Show, we're talking to a member of our senior leadership team, VP of Agency Support and Marketing, Chuck Osborne. We've got him in our isolation booth on the other side of the studio. But today, we're going to learn a little bit more about his role, his influences, and maybe even a few personal preferences along the way. Also in studio, we've got a few of his teammates with him, and they're eager to ask him a few burning questions as we place Chuck on the hot seat. All right, welcome back, Chuck. You got your teammates over here. Let's just jump right into it. All right, Scott, what do you got?
All right, Chuck, so everybody that knows you knows that you're very in tune when it comes to all sports. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter the level. What is probably your most memorable sporting event, any level, any sport?
Well, I gotta say, my favorite has to be my birthday, 1995, September 6, 1995. I was at the Baltimore Orioles game where Cal Ripken Jr. broke the consecutive games record. What a day, what a night. It was awesome. Camden Yards. Can't beat it.
That's a great moment in history to be there. I'm just glad he clarified that was not what he was trying to pass off as his birthday in 1995. Tony?
That is true.
All right, Chuck, we've got a really close group, and with any close group, we have nicknames. Can you tell us a little bit about where Reno Hightower came from?
Reno Hightower is a character in a movie called The Best of Times. And it's got Robin Williams, Kurt Russell, and they replay a high school football game. I was a short and slow quarterback in high school, and Kurt Russell played the quarterback in this movie. And I kind of used his name in the movie as my alias, as Reno Hightower.
Yeah, we're cooking now. It's getting hot. Chris, let's turn up the heat here. What do you got?
Sure. As anybody that spends any time with you knows, you are very passionate about things you care about. And you are very passionate about Farm Bureau and KFB. Can you talk a little bit about the origins of your passion for what you do and who you represent every day?
You know, Chris, that's a great question. I love Kentucky Farm Bureau. I love Farm Bureau all across the United States. I worked for 10 and a half years as an agency manager and agent in Virginia Farm Bureau. And I think that day-to-day grind as an agent, that day-to-day grind as an agency manager, and seeing what Farm Bureau was all about in communities in Virginia, started my passion for that. And I talked to Tony Turner about this one night. He sat and asked me, he said, what do you like the most about your job? And I said, Tony, what I like the most is giving other people the opportunity that I got in 1987 as an agent.
Well, Chuck, we appreciate you being here with us today, letting us grill you a little bit. Thank you for joining us on the Hot Seat.
Well, special thanks to Chuck and the team for sitting on the hot seat. I would look at it and say it looked more like a lukewarm seat myself. I'd also say that Chuck's mama has always told me that he's very talented. So we're tickled to death to feature him in today's hot seat. Well, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time on the KFB Show.